Hey, what is going on, everyone? We are here. We're at our newest rehab that we're just getting rolling. We're only on day 2, and you can see there is a lot of demo work that is already going on. This is really exciting. We're actually using a brand new crew to work on this project, and hopefully one we're going to be able to use on projects to come. But this is a project that should take anywhere from about 4 to 5 weeks. We showed you this on a video or two ago. This is a condo up here in Bradenton. It isn't a 55+ community, but it's a nice, mostly cosmetic rehab, a little bit of shifting of some of the setup in here, but not too much. That's really mostly in the kitchen area, because obviously we want this kitchen to help sell the place. We're going to be doing our standard vinyl flooring throughout most of the house. We are going to have ceramic tile flooring in the bathrooms. Right back here in the master, which I know it's super bright behind me, we're actually going to do like a barn door style that takes you out to the enclosed sunroom, we'll call it. And then we're going to do some pavers right on the outside, get some new doors throughout here in the actual closets, because these closets had the old mirror style, which, you know, I'm not opposed to that because it helps make rooms look bigger. But overall, we're getting rid of the popcorn ceilings. We're going to have the new light fixtures put in, just paint on the inside. The nice thing when we're talking about a condo in a community like this, we don't have to touch the roof, which they have all new barrel tile roofs throughout this community, which is awesome. It looks great. We don't have to deal with the exterior paint at all. So it's just interior paint, interior renovations, which I love. Helps keep costs down and also just makes the project go a little bit quicker. You know, our 5-week timeline is actually a worst case scenario. I have a feeling that we would be staged and have photos and it listed by that 5th week, but we will see how that goes. But more to come on this one. We'll keep you guys posted each week. Now it's time to move on. Good morning, y'all. So we're up here at 18th. We're starting our Sunday morning off up here. We're going to be heading to another property. I believe we closed on Friday, if not this coming Monday, tomorrow, or Tuesday. Check out the fence. When we showed up here last week, we noticed since the roofers had left, there was 2 spots of soffit that needed to get corrected, along with a couple other items throughout on the roof. So they're going to be coming back today, actually, on a Sunday to wrap up this roof. You can see there's a big soffit section missing right up there. Something that I obviously should not have had to say anything to the roofer about. That's something they should have just been able to catch on their own. Is what it is. That's why you just gotta have good crews, people you can trust to come back, that once they've received their final payment, they're not gonna be gone. We have a door back here without a handle. That's interesting. And I love just seeing all the trash scattered, you know. Let's have a drink and let's have a slice of pizza right here and toss it on the ground. No idea if that's somebody that was just hanging out outside this house or one of the workers. My guess would be one of the workers. Fence looks good. Oh, stretch it out first thing in the morning. Yeah. You know, we're here. It's Friday morning. Not too bright and early. It's 8:40, so not too crazy. But what are we doing? We are up here in Bradenton already, starting our morning off. And we're here this early because we had to take one of the first time slots from the plumbing company, who actually just came out here about a week ago. And they used their video camera and they were cameraing the sewer line, the main sewer line. My partner and I, we own this duplex behind me right here. We've owned this one a little less than a year. We picked it up for $105,000, so it was a great deal when we picked it up. So when I end up getting an estimate for close to $4,000 to fix some of the plumbing, as much as that stings and that hurts and it's gonna put a little damper on the cash flow for this year, what I will say is we got this at such a good price. that it comes back to what we always say, and that's you make money in real estate when you buy real estate. So it's always about finding a good deal, and paying $105,000 for a duplex pretty much anywhere in Bradenton or Sarasota is probably gonna be a good deal, unless it was maybe burned down. But this one is one we didn't have to do much to. I want to say on the left side here, this is the one where we put about $12,000 into that left side just to get that one rent ready again. We did a cash for keys with the tenant that was in there. He was not paying his landlord, who was out of state, just because of the condition of the property. So you sometimes think, hey, a tenant is just not paying and it's on them. Well, when we saw the inside of this property, I was kind of on the tenant's side, that it had been neglected and the guy was just trying to make a little bit of rent each month for a property that he was not maintaining. But this could maybe be one of the reasons he was not maintaining it. Maybe he knew about some of these major problems that we did not find when we purchased this. We did keep one of the tenants on the right side here, so it is under market rent, but again, it's a unit that we did not have to come in and do any kind of a rehab or work to. We have Premier Plumbers meeting us here this morning. What they did was they came out last week. We were having some backing up happening inside of the duplex, so they came over here. We had some other guys who first came over here. Of course, they snaked it. You know, we start out with those cheap remedies just to make sure we can get the lines flowing and get the unit back into that working condition. But now Premier is going to come back over here. They're going to actually re-video and re-camera the line here. And just show me where the problematic areas are. The quote was for close to $3,700. $4,000 when you add in the camera fee for them to scope the lines and video and just provide us that footage. And what they're telling me is they need to replace about 70 feet of sewer line. And I'm asking myself, well, why? You know, they said there's a lot of weird fittings, and it's just weird to think that this duplex that's probably only about 30 years old would have sewer lines that were not assembled the right way from the get-go, which means maybe there was a septic tank here down the road, or maybe there were some other problems that got fixed, as a lot of the properties around here end up with cast iron pipes from back in the day. But we're gonna have him show us where the problematic areas are, and I'm suggesting that maybe we just actually fix the spots that are bad. I mean, why do I need to replace 70 feet of line if there's one or two problematic areas? I would really think it would be worth, you know, attempting to go the cheaper route, something that's more like $1,000 or less than $1,000, and not necessarily a band-aid, but fixing it the right way. But why do a whole new line if fittings and angles and things like that are causing some of the blockage to happen? Well, maybe we just need to fix some of those. So they couldn't give me some straight answers at the plumbing company, which, you know, to me that threw up a red flag. And I love Premier Plumbers. They've done stuff at my personal residence when I first bought a house. And then they happen to be the main plumbing company that our property management company goes through for major jobs. But still, when I called them, I asked some questions about some pictures of where they wanted to install the cleanouts, that they were like, oh, we sent you the pictures, and all I had were pictures of the actual camera job. You know, it just had me questioning everything. You know, how well did this get looked at? And, you know, did they look at my property like I was just a normal consumer that had no idea what was going on? So the more questions I started to probe and ask, the more I started to get the, well, how about you just meet the tech out at the property and we'll actually re-camera the line while you're there, and he can mark for you on the ground where these areas are. And I'll tell you the one reason that the first thing that I saw when I was looking at the notes and the estimate that threw up a red flag to me was for $3,700. They talk about replacing 70 feet of line, but then they stated that once the line got to this pine tree right here, I want to say this is the right pine tree, as we have a couple around this house, that they would be replacing the line to the tree. Then once they got to the tree, they would then be able to further inspect and see if everything's okay. So that means that $3,700, we have not 100% guaranteed fixed the problem, and there could still be more money that goes into having to fix this, such as that could be removing the tree, it could be rerouting the sewer line slightly around the tree if possible. So we're gonna go find all that out. We're gonna see what we gotta do. He's about to pull up here, and we're just gonna get the walk through and see if we can save ourselves a couple $1,000 by not just saying okay or yes to moving forward with an estimate or a bid that my property management company received. And that's such a huge tip. It's such a big thing to think about. If you're gonna hire a property management company, which I do recommend, you gotta make sure you still check on everything. Just imagine if you were living out of state, you're living out of town, it's not a property you can run to and do what I'm doing today, you still need to question, or you still need to get second opinions or quotes. And I understand that paying for somebody to video your lines is gonna be somewhat expensive, maybe $350, $400. Usually they'll take that off of the work that's gonna get performed. But remember, if you go and pay for that, you're entitled to a copy of that video. So you could go to another plumbing company, say this is some of the findings, or can you check out this video and see if there's anything that sticks out to you, rather than just tell them right away what the proposed problem was. But that's just a little quick tip. I'll give you guys an update as soon as I get done meeting with Premier here. Maybe I'll get him on camera, probably not, but I'll get you guys an update and let you guys know what's happening. All right. I just ran up here to West Bradenton. I was just inside of the condo that we're doing the rehab on, the one where we have the new crew that's running the show on this one. And when you're working with a new crew, something that's going to be really important is going to be the frequency of your check-ins on your project. When you guys are coming along with me each week watching me give you guys these updates on my rehabs, it's pretty accurate that when you're seeing me at the property, that's the only time I'm at the property. I want to just make more stops, more trips in along the way before something gets too far along to have to go back and recorrect it, where it's just not worth the time, the hassle, and the money, and the frustration from either myself or the crew leader. What two things did we learn when we walked in? Well, we learned that we don't want to use silver bells on our wall because it looks purple. Put the hammer down and say, no way, we cannot do this color. I even asked them, I go, does this look purple to you? And somebody said right away, yes. And I also heard somebody kind of laugh a little bit when I asked the crew leader, does this look purple to you? Which made me think they've already had this discussion, and they probably stopped painting after one wall until I got there and they could actually see my reaction. So in a way, I felt like I might have been getting tested as well by them to see if I'm crazy, if I'm loco, and I want to just move forward with this color. Well, that's not the case. So I did tell them we are going to have to change that color. We're going to have to swap that out. But the big problem is when you look at a color swatch, when you look at something on your phone, that's not what it's going to look like on your wall. Again, you don't know the type of texture, you don't know how it was primed, you don't know what it's going over top of. So you're gonna want to check that and not get too far along the lines where you feel like it's just too late, or they've already installed all the kitchen cabinets and put all the fixtures and everything up, and now it's a true pain in the ass. They're very similar to one of my other crews, which means they're fast. They're good, they're quick, and they're fast, which is a great thing. But what's that mean for us? It means we got to be more on our game, and we got to be mindful of how quickly we're getting out and looking at these properties to make sure something doesn't go too far along the line before we can turn around and correct the problem before it gets too far out of line.